Morning guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you? Sorry, it's been a little while. I've been so busy. I've had a few days in the office, which means I get home later, and my weekends have just been crammed, so I've not really had much chance to post a video since my last oldie shop. So today I just wanted to make the effort to reach out to you. I mentioned on my last video that there was a bread at Tesco's which you can have 2 slices for your healthy extra B, and they are full slices, and I wanted to show you it's this one. Okay, it's Neville, and it's only I think 39p a loaf, so it's really cost effective, so you don't need to worry about bursting the budget. Some of the other breads for sort of the 400 gram loaves are sort of like £1.20, £1.40, so this is absolutely perfect if you're on a budget, and I absolutely love it, so it tastes no difference to me. Okay, it tastes a little bit different, but it's still wholemeal bread, still delicious, so yeah, bargain. So what I thought to do today was something slightly different, just show you what I'm going to eat. I've been at Slim World now again, or back to Slim World for, I've had 3 weigh-ins, so with the first week 4 weeks, but 3 weigh-ins, and I've lost 3.5 pounds, which some viewers go, well, that's not a lot, is it? But I don't have a lot to lose, in fairness. I've only got a stone to lose, so I don't want to lose masses of weight each week, because that's not going to be fat, that's going to be fluid. But also, the less you've got to lose, the harder it is to lose, and I think people need to remember that you know, you don't get the massive wins when you're sort of going to near your target, and it can be frustrating. But if you're losing every week, that's the main thing. So that's fibre, having a drink of water. So I've been losing on average either £1 or £1.50 a week, and that's a nice steady sort of reduction. What I'm doing differently from when I stopped Slim World, I'm just monitoring my sins, to be honest with you. My food wise, I'm eating probably exactly the same as I would before. I always kept those ideas in my head about Slim World, so that never changed. The reason I put the stone on has been from holidays all the way through lockdown, so I don't think since, when did I stop? About a year ago, that's too bad. And I had put a little bit on before I stopped anyway, and what I've found is every time I go on holiday, so like I did a cruise for 2 weeks in the summer, when food is out of your control to a degree, because you can make healthy choices, but sometimes you have to make the healthier choices of what's available, I've put a bit of weight on. And also, you know, for me on holiday I have more alcohol. What I'm not very good at is, because I eat healthily when I get home, is making sure I make all those changes to lose the extra weight I've put on holiday. What I mean by that is cutting back even further than I would, because I always think, well, I'm not on a diet, I'm on healthy eating, so it takes me a bit longer. So I think going back to Slim World this time, I'm thinking about the sins. So if I am having that wine, I don't have a snack as part of a sin, which I might have done when I wasn't going to Slim World. So those are probably the different changes. So today I thought I'd take you through what I'm going to have to eat today. And obviously I've got my Neville bread, and I find that I need something substantial in the morning to get me through to lunchtime. Otherwise, you know, especially when you're working from home, it's so easy to come downstairs and pinch a biscuit or something like that, which I haven't done since going back to Slim World. I did before going back to Slim World, I will be honest. So it's just come up to 7:30 in the morning. I'm currently on 7,000 steps. I've walked the dogs for an hour this morning. We do quite a bit of a power walk actually. I get them round, and then I've been home and I've hoovered the house. So that's why I get my 7,000 steps first in the morning. So having a good hearty breakfast is perfect for me. And what I'm going to have today is what I've had all week by yesterday. And I've got some soft cheese from Aldi. I think it's about 95p a packet. It is 200 grams in there. And that has lasted me a week already, and it's still half full. So that's how much I have. It's 2 sins for 25 grams. So basically you can have 8 servings out of that. I've had 5, and it's already still got over half full probably. And I'm going to have that very lightly spread on toast, so that'll be 2 sins. I count it as 2 sins. It might not be quite 2 sins, but I count it as 2 sins. So for me, that's savvy sins. And then I've got some cooked ham from Aldi, £1.49 for 14 slices. That was about 10p a slice. And obviously my 39p bread. So I'm going to have that for my breakfast. And then for lunch, what I made earlier on in the week is I baked a few jacket potatoes together. did it when the oven was already being used, so it saved fuel, and then I put them in the fridge. So today I've got half a tin of spaghetti hoops, which is half a sin, and a jacket potato, which I will put some cheese on top of, part of my healthy extra A, and I'll put some salad with that, and I'll show you some pictures of that in a minute. And that will be my lunch, so that will get me then through to the evening, because my plan is I will take dogs for their usual walk at lunchtime, so they get a 30-minute walk at lunchtime. That will take me into sort of 11,000 steps. And at the end of the day at 4 o'clock, when I finish work, I'm going to go to the gym for a couple of hours. So again, that will help me get up to, I try to get almost 20,000 steps when I'm working from home with the gym. So making sure my activity is constant, and that's happened all the way through lockdown. Even, you know, when I wasn't going to Slim World, I do enjoy my exercise. So that's where I'm going to be today. I will put pictures here of my breakfast and my lunch, and then I'll show you tonight what I'm going to make. And tonight I'm making some mincemeat, and it's pork mince for a change. And I got it in the discount aisle, so it was reduced. So I think it was £1.59 for 500 grams. And again, if you shop around and you look for things that are coming out of date today, you can stick them in the freezer and then you can use them, and you save a bit of money, but they're still delicious and still, you know, good value for money. Okay, so they're not going to burst your budget. All right guys, so here's what I've had for breakfast and lunch, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. Right, so now I'm going to show you how I made it, and I'm going to apologise because what I didn't do was I forgot to tape, that's old-fashioned, isn't it, record the last stages of the dish, so I do apologise. So this is how I made it. Right, okay, so I'm going to make a sauce now. So I've got 2 red onions, which I'm just going to pop in, and a orange pepper, but any colour pepper will do. I like the sort of orange or the yellows because they're sweeter. I think it gives it a little nice flavour. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of chilli powder. You can leave that out if you don't want this spicy, it's absolutely fine. And then I'm just going to add in here a can of chopped tomatoes. That's gone in. Going to add in a teaspoon, if I can get the lid off, of Italian mixed herbs. Put that in. Get that from most supermarkets these days. And then in addition to that, I'm going to add some tomato puree, and I'm also going to add a can of water, but just from the tap. I'm going to put it into my tomato can just so I get all the juices out of there, like that. And then I'm going to add in here a chicken stock cube. So that's going to go in. Just plonk that in and let me get my tomato puree to go in there. Just add about a tablespoon. Maybe actually, do you know what? I'm going to use all of this up. No point me just splash myself. No point keeping what's left there. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to Aldi tonight after work, well, after the gym in fact, so I can top myself up with those. I'm going to add in here some sweet corn to add extra vegetables. You can really add any veg in here you like. Yeah. So that's gone in there. And then I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to use lazy garlic because I'm in a rush. So good heat teaspoon. That's gone in there. And then I'm just going to give that a stir. Perfect. Now I'm going to put that on, start cooking, and then in the meantime I'm now going to make my meatballs, which will go in here and then finish off cooking in here as well. Perfect. Right, so I've got my 500 grams of pork mince there. Just going to add in some of my Italian herbs as well. You can use breadcrumbs. I'm preferring to use the herbs instead because I've used my healthy extra B already today on my toast, so I don't want to add any more breadcrumbs into it. Going to add in an egg, and then I'm going to add some pepper for seasoning. And then I'm going to get my hands in there And I'm going to munch all this up so it's all mixed in together. Make sure that the herbs are all mixed in nicely together as well. So you don't want clumps of herbs in one bit. So just give it a good old mix together. The egg will just help bind it. Okay, perfect. That's lovely. And then all I now need to do is to make this into some meatballs. And to save washing up, I'm going to make the meatballs and put them straight into the frying pan. So let me just get my pan. Here's one I prepared earlier. There we go. And all I'm going to do, and you can make them as big or as small as you want. So I'm just going to wipe the bottom of that pan with my tea towel. There we go. It's got a bit of water in from when I washed it up. There we go. That's perfect. And then just plonk it in. This is my Berghoff pan. So obviously if you have a frying pan that isn't non-stick like these are, you will add a bit of oil to it or fry light if you're on Slim World. But try and keep them all the same size, which I'm not doing very well, I can tell. Let me just take some off that one to make them all the same size. I said this was 500 grams of mince, so it will serve a family of 4 really easily. And I think this whole dish, I'm going to serve this with pasta. I'm going to mix pasta into the sauce at the end. So the pasta was 35p, that's 1.49. The baked beans, sorry, the tomato sauce was, or tinned tomatoes was 32p, I think it was. So you're looking at less than £3 for 4 people for this meal, easily. If not more, £2.50. Especially if you can get things discounted, which I try and do. Right, I can get one more in there. Oops. Perfect, just move it over. And all I'm going to do is cook these on the stove for a couple of minutes just to brown them off, and then I'm going to stick them straight into my slow cooker. Right, so they've only been in for a couple of minutes. They're still very pink, which is absolutely fine. That's how I want it. Just wanted some brown sides on it. And these are now going to go straight into the slow cooker, and I'm then going to put the lid on and leave it on for the afternoon to cook. Right, so all I'm going to do, just flick some pork onto there, is just grab each meatball and just place it on top. You'll see one of them broke a bit, probably because I didn't munch it together, but it's fine. Doesn't matter, even if it ends up blending into the actual sauce, it won't be a problem. But there's quite a lot of meatballs here. Just there we go, like that. I'm going to scrape any bits off. That's all going to add flavour. And then I'm going to do one more thing, is I'm just going to put some water in this bottom pan. And then I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see, you've got all those sort of flavours from the meat that I cooked. I'm just going to mix it and scrape off the bottom all the bits of meat. There's not much there, but you can see the water's already changed colour. Just going to add flavour. If you can hear something in the background, that's my jacket potato that's in the microwave. There we go. And that's just going to go in there to add more flavour. And then the lid goes on, and then all I need to do now is boil some pasta to add into that later on, and I'll show you later. Right, and the bit that you missed is that at the end, what I did is I cooked my pasta as normal, put that into the slow cooker, then added 60 grams of cheese, and then I also whisked 2 eggs and poured those in, and then mixed that all together. So I didn't cook the eggs were just literally cooked from the heat of the slow cooker, and then literally served it, and it was delicious. So this is what it looked like when I served it up. So the eggs and the cheese change the colour of the dish and makes it very creamy, and it was absolutely delicious. My husband had 2 portions of it, I had one, I wasn't being greedy, and I've also got 3 portions in the fridge, which I'm going to have for my lunch. So it really was a cost-effective meal. So I think all that cost about £3, and it's going to do like 6 meals, so 50p a meal. Can't sniff at that, can you? Well, I hope you like that. If you do, guys, don't forget to subscribe, click notifications, and give me a thumbs up. And hopefully next time I'll remember to record the whole thing. See you soon. Take care. Bye.